Hey, what's going on, everyone? All right, so we are gonna get started. We've got this guy, AA Bands. We've got you on. Why don't you do a bit of an intro of yourself?
Yo, what's good, Angelo?
Hey, what's going on?
I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling. So actually, my name used to be different in the Discord. It was like 1-800 you want the boss. That was like my like meme name.
Oh, okay, I remember.
Yeah, man. My name's Arbaz. I'm a 21-year-old trader from the U.S. I'm from New Jersey.
Nice, man. My home state.
Yeah, I remember, man. I remember we were because in all the way back in November, I was kind of on an AMA. I was like a secondary. I said a few things, but yeah,
Mhm.
man. Like you said you went to Rutgers, right?
Yep.
Dude,
Yep.
have you seen the strikes that are going on right now?
No, I don't affiliate with that stuff.
Oh yeah, it's just some crazy stuff right now, right? It's wild. It's like
There's
all over the
always
news.
strikes going on there, man. It's all these libertarians.
I know, dude. I know it's wild, but
Yeah.
yeah, no. I just recently got a nice 8K payout like 2 weeks ago or like a week ago. I can't really remember. I have like 300K, but it's like through multiple like 100K accounts, like 100K accounts. So I'm working on another 200K right now. So hopefully by the end of the month, next week, it's Friday. I'm not really trading right now, but hopefully I can secure that 500K in funding. But yeah, I'm also
Go.
yeah, man, I locked in a payout of 8K at the end of the month as well, another 8K. So basically, like in 4 weeks, I should have like 16K. I already got the 8K from the first payout, but yeah, I get another guaranteed 8K coming in.
That's wild, man. Congrats to you.
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
It's been a journey, I'm sure.
Dude, yeah, man, because I joined CFT back in July, and I got my first funded account in November. That was like 4 months, after I joined CFT, and then I didn't get my payout because I mean that was like my first funded account. You know how it goes when you just become profitable, or you think you get profitable because sometimes I'm not gonna lie, you can get lucky, man. I know a lot of funded traders as well. Like they aren't. There's really like if you look at trading, like in the funded trader and like in general, like there are like the true legit people are like the legit traders, man. Like you can't beat like genuine trading and like being a legit trader. Like you see some people use like signals and they have some account passing service, you know what I mean, but you can't beat genuinity.
Yeah, no, I agree, man. I think that at the end of the day, there's so many variables, so many factors when it comes to actually achieving a payout. I mean, you've obviously finally achieved one, and we'll get into some questions as to how you were able to do that. But just to circle back, how old are you and how long you been training for?
Yeah, man. So I'm 21. Actually, my birthday's coming up on May 3rd. So I'm gonna be 22. But I've only been trading 1 year and 4 months. So I took my first ever FTMO challenge all the way back in December of 2022, I think. Was it 2022. And I was like, you know what? Like this marks the day I'm gonna start taking trading seriously. I think I got it, but then it was actually really funny. The day I got the account, I blew the FTMO challenge the same exact day. Like I don't know what it was, bro. I went like straight into gambling mode. I was like, let me put like 10 lots on US 30 and just like try to make this money. And then, bro, instantly it shot in the opposite direction. I didn't even have like a stop loss, and I blew the account instantly, bro. And then, bro, no, you're gonna laugh at this.
Lessons learned, bro.
No, you don't understand. I literally got the challenge and then I blew it, and I was like, are you like dumb? And then I immediately went and bought another one and the same thing happened.
Jesus Christ,
Dude, I
bro.
know, man. I know. And then after that happened, I just like sat back in my chair. I was like, what are you doing, bro? Like, there's no way you actually just blew like $1,100 in the span of like 20 minutes. And
Bro,
I was just,
literally.
yeah, man. But yeah, no, literally. I mean, after that, it was like I really worked on figuring out my strategy, my system, just really consuming content, and then working on my psychology, And in July, I was like, and the thing was I'm sure you guys know, like I really do believe TFT is literally number one in my eyes, ready, and I think it's gonna be like the industry standard. You guys in my like are just already better than FTMO, like hands down. Like I could see your potential in July of last year, and I was like, you know what, like these guys are gonna be number one. I have to stick with these guys. So FTMO, I don't really like. They have really strict conditions, and they don't have as much flexibility as you guys. But after I joined you guys in July, I was like, okay, this is the firm I'm gonna stick with. I'm gonna I'm gonna master and build a connection with these guys, and after that, once I get max funding or whatever in the future, we can see where I go from there. But it's just been hard work since then, man. Like I said, I got my first funded account in November, but I didn't get the payout. And then recently, as of like 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, dude, I'm telling you, man, like once you just like you become like profitable, or you just like kind of master that like psychology, like the technical aspect, like the discipline, whatever, like everything just clicks, bro. And I passed like 10 challenges back to back, bro.
Dude, that's
So,
wild.
and I'm not like, dude, you could look at my account, dude. Like I literally just like I passed challenges every single day, bro. Like I'm not lying, dude. I got 300K in like 3 days.
Send me like an account number or something. I can pull it out.
I'll pull something recently for you. I'll show you the one that I was pretty proud of here. Let me pull that up right now. I think I passed phase 1 and phase 2 in 2 days, like literally back to back.
Jesus.
Yeah, man. So yeah, let me see this.
My guy's on a tear. Yo, because I mean they say, and this applies to the UFC fighting, they say when you become the champion, you get 30% better. Because it's like a psychological thing. Like you finally achieve your
100%.
dream. You know what I mean?
Man.
Like,
and
so like,
I was shook too because thanks. I was shook too because like I was like manifesting this, man, and like the account number is you can search up 62151 and then 62690.
51 Yes,
sir, and then 62690. That's like a phase 1 and phase 2, and then just recently I passed like the phase 1 of like a 200K. That was like
I could pull up your profile with this.
Yeah, for sure. And bro, like. And also, guys, like I failed a lot of challenges. Don't get me wrong. Like even though I'm passing challenges now, like you can see the results. Like I blew a lot of challenges in my time, guys. So I mean, in the end, you got to realize, trading as like a whole, like from a journey perspective, is like it's never going to be easy. Even though I did it in like 1 year, 4 months, I really funneled the money into this into trading, into the prop firms, into really kind of elevating myself. But I went through a lot of failure,
So tell the people, they want to know, is this, where did you get the money to purchase the challenges? Is it daddy money?
So basically, I used to work as a pharmacy technician in CVS. So when I was in college, I was a technician there, and I worked my ass off when I was studying as well. I was working about 25 hours a week, and it was decent pay. It was like around $18 an hour. And then when I was younger as well, I had money saved up in my bank account, from Christmas, from just like family stuff, right? So I had about like it was about like 8-9K saved up. And then also, this was a big thing as well. I had credit cards. So dude, like I knew I had the vision, man. I just needed the capital. You feel me? So I had like 5-6K from like savings and like work and whatnot, and I was getting like 1K at the end of the month, and then I had like another 5K from previous things like from my parents and stuff like that. And then I think I had like another 2K from like credit cards or whatever. But like, dude, like I maxed like my credit line, which was like 2K. Like I did everything, bro. And then I would say like my full investment into trading was about 11K, and then I've already made that back in like 4 weeks. So I'm truly blessed, man. I put in the work. I'm really happy.
That's like an interesting thing. So you obviously put the money up, like you had the courage to do it. Why, for the people out there that are like not willing to put money up and not willing to whatever, risk it? I mean, what's the reason that you were just like, fuck it, I'm just going in?
So I mean, my background is science, right? And I wouldn't consider myself like a stupid person. Like when I see something, when I see the potential in something, and I've studied an industry, and I know it's not scammer related, it's not deceitful, it's not anything, right? The prop firm industry, guys, is far from being deceitful. It's prop firms are legit businesses, especially TFT, FTMO, whatever. My Forex funds, right? They're not scammers. And it's funny that you say that, because when I was like on the pinnacle of being profitable, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go forward with this. I told my parents, and my dad flipped on me, bro. He was like, "This is a scam, bro. This is a Ponzi scheme. Like, what is this?" And I like sat him down. Like I tried to explain it to him, and he just like wouldn't believe me. He was just like, "Yeah, TFT is a Ponzi scheme," and I'm like, "No, it's not." Like, and then but yeah, circling back around, it was mainly like I believed in myself, and I believed in the vision of being profitable, and I could see the potential that was there. So if you look at the statistics, right, what is it, like 75% of people make money through brokers, and like what is like 98% of people like fail the prop firm challenges and get a payout, whatever, if you look at the full spectrum of statistics, right? But I was like, yeah. There's fundamental characteristics of that 98% that make them the 98%, right? So I was like, okay, let me delve into the highest level of trading and like figure out what are the characteristics of being that top 2% trader. And it's really, I mean, you would see people say psychology, it's having a good strategy, whatever. But guys, like once you've truly elevated, you'll understand. Like I'm reading a really good book also as well, Angelo. I think you should check this out. It's called The Quiet Trader, and it's such a good book. It talks about philosophy in terms of how to become a profitable trader. But mainly, what I was trying to say is like once you get to that point, you start to realize that it's like it's a whole, like you have to master every single category: technical analysis, market structure, discipline, execution, greed, fear, jealousy, envy. Like you have to master everything, man. And it's like now, like I said, like when everything just started clicking, it was just boom, 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 boom. Like I said, like 10 challenges pass in a row, and then I really, I don't even know how to explain it, man. It's just like I'm at that elevated point, like I feel like I'm in the zone, like I'm in a flow state when I trade. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the energy is unreal. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
dude.
It's crazy.
It's wild, man.
So what are some things that you do to, because you see the people in the chat, they're like, this guy's vibes, this guy, I can hear this guy
Hey,
all
thank
day.
you. I appreciate y'all.
The people are coming out for you. So what what do you do to kind of cultivate this energy that you have? What are some habits you have?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, man. Like in the start, I mean, when I wasn't profitable, it's a really hard journey. Like I completely empathize with all of you guys. Like it's you're gonna be in a dark place for a while. I remember like I was sitting in my fucking 1991, excuse my language, like Nissan Altima. And I was just like borderline crying almost, bro. Like I had like no money because I had put so much into challenges, and like my parents were on my ass. They're like, okay, like you need to focus harder, go to school, like just keep trying to become a doctor. And I was like, man, like I don't even know if this is like what I want to do, and it's really just having that vision, man. Seriously, bro, like it was bullshit, man. And I was like, dude, like I'm the only one, like even to this day, like I don't care, like and also when I showed my dad the result, he was like, dang, dude, you made 16K in 4 weeks. And I was like, yeah, man. And he was like, okay, like I'm sorry I said those things, but still, it's like, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, you only have yourself to worry about. You only have yourself to believe upon, because the only person in the end who's gonna make the successes, who's gonna be there at the end of the journey, is you. And even like friends and family, like I think this also goes into the whole broader scope of being like an entrepreneur, and just kind of in general having that entrepreneurial mindset. It's very unconventional. It's not what most people do. They want to have a job, have that pension, that retirement. But it's like I believe that I was destined for something greater, and I'm sure you guys believe the same thing. It's like you're on a different wavelength, right? And I just believed in myself to the very end. I worked hard, and then I remember at one part pretty recently, it was like 2 months ago, I was still failing challenges, and when I maxed out my credit card, I didn't have any more credit. I worked DoorDash. I literally have my DoorDash card, and then like the DoorDash app, and I worked DoorDash like 10 hours a day, man. And I was just like even
once
like
upon a time, bro, once upon a time, same thing as you when I was, several years ago, and I was just like believing in myself, believing in what I wanted to do. And I was just back against the wall, bro. I was working Uber. And like, that's when you're just all in.
Hey, bro, believe me, man, believe me. So I mean, you can relate to me for sure, man. But
bro, I remember this one conversation I had. I picked up this guy, like this wealthy dude in this nice ass area, and I told him like the vision of what I was gonna do. And this guy was like, "Yeah, all right." And I'm like, "All right, bro, get the fuck out of my car."
That's what I'm saying, bro. It's like no one believes in these visions except you. And it's like that also motivates you to go harder for sure. But it's like I mean, if you see people day to day who are literally your age or who are doing these crazy things, what makes you think you can't do it? I mean, even if you have average intelligence, right? You don't need to be a fucking super genius with like a 200 IQ to do something crazy. You know what I mean? Or like
I know
make a business.
I know a lot of dumb people that are millionaires.
That's what I'm saying, dude. So it's like it's really, but the thing is like I've noticed as well, like most other entrepreneurs, they all have that really similar mindset. You know what I mean? It's you can really tell the underlying characteristics.
Hold on 1 second. This guy Zubar said he's ordering butter chicken. You gotta chill out, bro.
Butter chicken, bro. You got man. That's too many cows, man.
Yo, but seriously, I agree with you, man. I think that at the end of the day, people try to overcomplicate things, and they don't surround themselves with the people that ultimately are either doing what they're trying to do or believe in what they're trying to do. And like people hear this shit all the time, but like I'm telling you guys, like shift your environment, put yourself remove people that don't believe in what you want to do, put yourself around people that do, put yourself in this Discord. There's traders in here. You guys will become successful. Like, it's the universal law. I'm
Oh,
not even trying to be
100%.
woo woo.
Dude, no, Angelo's completely right. And, it's just to build up like off of that, like the environment is super, super key. Like, I'm telling you, I have no friends. Like, I have like 2 friends who I went to college with and shit, but like, just people just don't have the same vision. Like, they're just all doing the same exact shit, so they're gonna get the same exact outcome. And especially in college, because when I was gonna start studying trading, like I was like a sophomore in college, I was like, okay, I'm gonna lock myself in my room, my dorm. All I'm gonna do is hit the gym and just learn how to trade. And like people were going out, they were partying, they were like binge drinking, and it's like, okay, it's cool to do that, once you're at that level of success, But I was at that point where I was like, I have my youth, I have the vision, I want to get to that end goal as fast as possible. And the thing was like none of my friends had the vision. Like I remember I had one of my friends, even now, like I tried to put him on trading. His name was like Dylan. And I mean, dude, I tried hard. I was trying to put in the work, and I was already like half profitable at that point. And I was like, dude, you gotta go on baby tips, just learn the basics. And then after that, come to me. Like I'll just tell you the intricacies of the market, how it works. And then it never resonated with him. You know what I mean? And he got lazy. He would just go party and he wouldn't do anything. And really is like, once you have that wavelength, once you're on that different level, that like you're the only person in this who can do this. It's just you. And but that's the thing.
Oh
like,
yeah, bro.
TFT especially, but that to continue, it's like TFT is literally a community where traders go. Like you're not gonna find even if in the normal environment, like you're not gonna find people who are profitable traders. But TFT is a community, especially like the funded trader chat. Like you can connect with people and learn from people.
Dude, 100%. No, this is the purpose of the company originally in getting started was it's a meritocracy in the sense that you earn what you deserve, right? So if you have the skills, you will get paid. That's how it works. And my original, and I've said this many times, this to the team, I said this on Twitter, like the whole goal of all of this is people, no matter where you're from, everyone, we're human beings. We all have two eyes, 2 ears, and a brain. Like we can cultivate skills to become successful, any of us, right? And it's up to us. It's up to us to make the sacrifices that, I mean, listen, bro, you're on here saying fucking crying in your car, doing DoorDash,
Yeah, man.
leaving all your friends, you're young, like you're not drinking. You're making a lot of sacrifices, like in the traditional sense of what the culture is like in America. You know what I mean? And ultimately that's putting you ahead, and that's putting you in position to be successful. And people just need to hear this. Like that's what this community is all about. It's all about that type of spirit, that type of commitment. It's how you're going to achieve. Like the people that come in here and they're just like taking a few trades, they have slippage, and then they're just like, oh, this thing's a scam. It's like, you just don't have what it takes. I mean, that's just the truth. You don't have what it takes to find a way.
Dude, 100%. And like you said, like there's literally people making 40, 50K a month. They're literally profitable traders. So it's like, if they're doing it, why are you complaining about something that they're dealing with already, and they've already found a way to deal with, So it's like,
yeah, this is a wild company, man. This is because even from my perspective, like there's the traders that are making money, but then there's even us as a company, we just hired like a head of trading. We just hired like a head of risk, a risk director, like engineer. Like we have data analysts. Like we're running strategies and trying to like monetize things more ourselves. So it's like there's just levels to all of it. And at the end of the day, every level takes the same thing. Like the recipe is the commitment, the sacrifice, like the mastery, like trying to continue to learn. Like no matter what level you're at, guys, like the principles are the same. You just learn more, and you just get better, and you gain more experience, and ultimately you become more confident. Like hearing what's your name again?
It's Arbaz. Arbaz.
Yeah. Hearing Arbaz on here extremely confident, like he's very much, at a level at which he's happy with where he's at in his journey, but wants more. Like I know a lot of people in here are not this courageous, not this brave, not this confident. You really gotta cultivate a better sense of, mind, a better mentality. That's how you're going to get to where this guy is right now, ultimately.
I appreciate it, man. And actually, another point I want to make is like a gem that I want to drop is not even trading. Like what Angelo is trying to tell you guys is like in any field, whether that be like e-commerce, social media marketing, like sports, like all of these niches, to become that top 1%, you have to put in universally the same mindset and the same work ethic. Like you don't become a tennis pro in one day or like even 1 year. Right? You don't become like Rafael Nadal in 1 year. Like these guys have done have spent their whole lives training and
Yeah,
perfecting and
yeah.
mastering their
And let's
craft.
use that analogy, bro. If you, for some reason, right, you played a match with Nadal and you won a point, this guy would come back and win every point the rest of your life
Oh,
until
100%.
you beat him. And that's the
Exactly.
market. You know, you guys are coming in here, you win one trade and then you have no experience and you're like, I got this. Well, the market is gonna eat you alive.
Exactly, man. Exactly. No, and it's wild because like it's also a learning experience. You know what I mean? Like you learn from the market humbling you. And that's the whole point as well to for that growth mindset. Like as the market does its thing, as you understand like the beauty and the elegance and the how dynamic the market is, you'll just learn how to adapt and like you'll just like, I can't even explain it, bro. Like I just know when good setups are happening and when bad setups are not even or aren't happening. Like not even based on my strat. Like you can just like look at the price action and you're just like, okay, like now is not a good time to put a trade in versus like you just get that gut feeling of okay, like it's starting to look like price is good now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, bro. Listen, we got to get you out here, man. You should come for the summit.
Bro, I'm coming to Miami on the 5th actually.
Oh yeah, what, May 5th?
Yeah, May 5th, man.
Oh, let's go, dude. We gotta
Yeah, dude.
do a meet.
Dude, I'm
Let's get
excited,
it.
man. I'm gonna drop even more gems for you guys. And actually, someone said in the chat, if you don't have the capital, like going back to what Angelo said, guys, it's small, it's just small improvements every single day. So it's really nice. You guys just came out with a 10K account, I think, right? Start there.
Yeah.
It's like $150, even like with a promotion, and it might be a little bit cheaper. I haven't seen the price point, but it's just a slow process. Get that 100 or that 10K. Get funded, get a small payout, and just keep scaling up. It'll eventually happen. It just takes time. It's just capital can definitely accelerate your growth, but remember, it's not necessary, right? You can start with that 10K account and just normally scale up. And also, this goes back to the point of consistency, right? Like on the accounts that I had, I only made 3-4% and I'm out. Like I'm not trying to do what these crazy guys are doing, trying to make like 20%, be greedy, make like 20-30K. And then, that's risky in general. Like, if you're trying to make bigger percentages, you're going to have to be in the market more and you're going to incur more risk naturally. I'm cool with that, 3-4% on multiple accounts, and I'm going to take those payouts. Like, for example, like I told you, I locked in that 8K out, the 8K next week. Like, dude, I made like 5% on one account and then like 1% on like two other accounts. And boom, I'm locked in. I don't got to worry about nothing.
Yeah. Listen, so Anna actually messaged me. She said you're detached from losses. Like, how do you cultivate that? Because listen, I agree, bro. I'm taking big losses every day. And at this point, I
I
don't
know,
give a
man. You do
fuck.
so much for us, man. I can't thank you enough. We wouldn't even have this opportunity without you. So thank you, guys. Shout out to the whole TFT team. Shout out to Anna. Shout out to the live chat, IBRO moderator, Brandius. All you guys do a great job to make sure we're good, man.
Yeah, listen, I mean, if somebody's got to do it at the end of the day, right? And
Yes, sir. Who's gonna
I'm
row the
glad
boat?
I'm glad I'm glad that we're able to offer the opportunity to you, but it's like, yeah, like what this goes back to putting the money on the cards, all that shit. Why are you so detached from the losses? It's like a level of mastery in psychology.
100%, 100%. I think it also takes a really certain type of person. I went through. I'm not gonna delve into my full personal like life details, but I did go through a lot as a kid. I had to deal with police, court systems, things like that. So I've really kind of understood a laissez-faire, just really following your own path and just being okay with outcomes and just kind of like being okay with just like life things in life in general. I'm sure we've all faced trauma, we've all faced hardships, and in general, like I've just been a very like in terms of when things need to get serious, right? I'm pretty talkative now to you guys, but when I need to lock in, when things are serious, like I'm laser mode, dude. Like I'm focused. I'm quiet. I know I need to execute, and especially for trading, like yeah, I had that initial personality aspect, but I mean, you just got to realize, guys, like trading is purely systematic. I mean, you guys even see like algo trading and quantitative trading, all that stuff, right? Like it's just a system, right? Executing trades, like it's purely mathematical, right? I have my own backtesting spreadsheet where I tested my strategy, I got my win rate, my loss rate, my win streak, my loss streak, my average RR. And it's just like, once you have that big enough sample size through enough testing, there's no reason your system is not going to make money if it mathematically and statistically makes you money. You know what I'm trying to say? And if you're losing trades, the issue is you. It's the human aspect, the execution part. So I know my strategy is profitable. I just need to execute it perfectly every single time. And even if I know I might get 11 losses in a row or something like that, something crazy, right? Like at the end of the day, I know that I'm still going to make money even if I have 11 losses in a row, because that's just how math works. That's just how statistics work.
It's so true. I mean, at the end of the day, a lot of people, I think this is what happens to a lot of people. They buy a challenge, they're trading it, they fail, and then they start to eat themselves alive. Like they're like, holy shit, I'm a bad trader. I can't even pass a challenge. Da, 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 da. But I'm noticing that the people who achieve the payouts, they're kind of like churning accounts in a way. Like they're passing a challenge, they're getting funded, and then they're just failing the funded accounts, and they'll get a payout, but then they'll fail the account, but then they'll hold one account for like 60 days, but then they'll fail the account. Like they just understand that it doesn't last forever, and they just keep working at the challenges and just keep getting the funded accounts. And they just, at the end of the day, it's like a risk reward. It's like if you fail X amount of accounts, but you get X amount of payouts, you're positive, for the month, for the year, for the whatever. And yeah, I have noticed that once people get funded and they make it to a payout, the likelihood of them passing is so much higher because of the psychological edge that they believe they have is like insane. And then the people that can't pass phase one, like they really have trouble getting past it.
Dude, and it's funny that you mentioned that. It's what you guys are going to understand and see is like once you're getting funded, getting payouts, or you're starting to see like you're just passing challenges in a row. It's like in trading, your growth is exponential, and you're gonna see what I mean. So, for example, like before, like so let's say 6 months ago, right? If you had told me I was gonna pass a phase one on a prop firm challenge, dude, like I was ecstatic, dude. I would go crazy. I'd be jumping around my room like, oh my god, I passed phase one. But once you've made that your norm, that emotional aspect is muted. Like I told you, I passed like 5 challenges in a row, phase ones and then phase twos, whatever. Like I actually do got to get the exact number, but like I didn't feel anything because I'm confident now that I can do it. So now it's like that emotional aspect, even of when I'm trading the challenge account, is like I don't even worry about losing because it's just like it is what it is. Even if I blow the account, it's just like I've accepted the fact that like in terms of like destiny and fate, like sometimes you're just destined to lose an account. Like no matter how good your strategy is, remember no strategy is perfect. Is like you're just gonna lose. And once you've had that acceptance that okay, like trading, it's in general risky. It's like I have to follow my strategy to the bone, and there's still a possibility of me losing it. It's like you have no fear when you trade. Like if you watch me trading, dude, like I'm just poker face, dude. Like just doing the same exact shit every time.
With like a sword. I'm just picturing a guy with like a sword swinging it like just all over the fucking place. So
yeah, man. I'm pretty confident these next couple months. Like I'm big things coming, man. I have some good plans, but I hope even if I get that big payout, I really want to share my experience with you guys in the future more. So I appreciate it, man. We're all trying our best at the end of the day, and it definitely wasn't an easy journey for me, but I definitely think I've elevated to that point. I've understood the relationship between myself, the market, my brain, my mind. Yeah, man, it's wild.
No, yeah, congrats to you, man. I mean, one of the best parts about my position, I mean, obviously, greatest part is making money, but second greatest part is meeting the people, and seeing people progress in their own journey. Like there's so many people that have joined the Discord that are DMing me. I'm seeing them in the chats. They're like just starting out, they're failing accounts, but they're like super ambitious, super positive. And then 6 months later, 8 months later, even a year later, all of a sudden they're like on the AMA, they're on a podcast, they're like, whatever, they're having success, they're showing their payouts. And to me, that's like truly that's truly showing to me that what we're doing is like making a huge impact, because people ultimately are becoming better people. Like they're becoming better traders, they're becoming better human beings, like they're working on themselves. Like we are creating a community where people can work on themselves and be rewarded for it. Once upon a time, I was just like, how is this not even possible? Like, how is there not a career path where if you legitimately work on yourself, you can be rewarded and you don't need to like report to a boss or anything like that? And that's what TFT is doing. And it's pretty fucking insane to me.
And like I said, man, it's like you guys are already number one in the industry in my eyes. Is like no other prop firm is doing what you guys are doing, and no other prop firm has like you guys have pioneered certain things in the prop industry, like I think I remember promotions. Like you guys literally were the first people to make promotions, you know?
Yeah, I mean,
And
everyone's just copying us.
yeah.
Listen, it's
And
it's fun though because we learn from other people too. I think that at the end of the day, there's gonna be a companies to work like bunch of companies to work with, and some of them are gonna be good in some ways. But I think like even in terms of our dashboard, like you guys got to realize the dashboard that we have, the Trade Hub. I originally scoped out the entire thing and pushed the developers to create that dashboard, and that dashboard is now used because other people copied it by
yeah,
all
dude,
your
I saw
favorite
that.
move offering. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. No, that I literally noticed it and I was like, oh my gosh. Like we know who were the first people to make this.
Like I gave these guys the sauce, and then even now, like there's certain things we're working on to automate payouts and all this other stuff, and people are able to like leverage that and use it. But at the end of the day, that's why we don't live in a it's a capitalist society. We don't live in a monopoly. Like we're not the only company, and we're pushing all the other companies to become better than we are. And listen, people know as well that I'm involved in several other prop firms too. So, I mean, in my perspective, I'm just trying to create a good experience for everyone in the companies that I'm involved in, and give people as much opportunity, as I can. Obviously, TFT is kind of like the leader, and we're working on this one the most, and we want to bring the most stuff to TFT. But yeah, I mean, overall, we're just trying to improve the whole industry.
Thank you, bro. Like you really don't understand like how many people's lives you've changed, And I think other CEOs they truly want to like unlike you like you really want to make a difference unlike other CEOs, and you care about your community and that's all that matters, man. That's how you make a successful product, a successful business, and that's why you've been. I do like I think I saw the web traffic. It's like 45% growth from like from the other competitors or whatever. And I was like, that's insane. Like that shows like you guys are doing something radically different and radically correct than other firms. And I mean, the results show, man.
It's
So
insane. Yeah, I mean, listen, it's you said it earlier, and I think everyone should listen in on this. This is a very key thing that you said earlier, is it's about the consistent commitment to improving a little bit every day. That's really all it comes down to. Like with TFT, we don't try to move mountains, on Thursdays. Like I show up every single day. People know, like I work every day. And I either during the week I have meetings, or if I don't have meetings, I do every single day at least 2 2-hour work sessions. And in those sessions, I get through almost everything I need to do. Like those are my focus. Like I'm locked in, like you were saying, I'm locked in, I'm working, I'm ready. I'm getting done what I need to get done. And I do those every single day, right? Without excuse. I don't care if I'm in my home state, or if I'm in New Jersey, or if I'm in the middle of Europe. Like I work on my computer. I do it every single day. And that ultimately me cultivating, and I tie everything back to UFC and fighting because it's very relatable. It's me cultivating this level of experience and this level of presence over time versus my competitors, like looking at everyone, we're all human beings, we all have 24 hours. If I'm ultimately the most focused, if I'm ultimately the most disciplined, if I'm working the most out of everyone that I'm in competition with, and I have a great team, we're really gonna have the best product. We're gonna achieve the most success. We're gonna be the most innovative. We're gonna be the most creative. That's all it comes down to. So guys, if you're not cultivating a higher level of presence in your life, that is the most important thing. You have to be able to sit down, your mind has to be empty, and you have to be able to focus and really be creative and let yourself learn. If you don't have that level of presence, like you will not accomplish anything. Like I will tell this to you guys, like maybe you'll get lucky, maybe this and that, but you really need to hone in, and you really need to uncover that level of focus. And there was this podcast I was listening to, is this UFC fighter again, and he was saying that in a fight, his last name was like Sandagam or something. I forgot what his name was, but in a fight recently, he was in leading up to the fight, and this is very similar to you guys. He was in his camp, and in his camp, he was extremely unhappy with his life and his decisions, and he was just like, I fucking hate what's going on right now. Like I'm not happy. Maybe that's you guys in a challenge. And he was like, I need to start really appreciating and really being grateful every single day for what I'm doing, have fun, the opportunity that I have. I just need to be more present. And he focused on that every single day for the rest of camp. He said going into the fight, leading up to the match, 1 hour before, all the emotions start to rage. And this is you guys in challenges. where he's like, is this guy going to end my life? I'm going to be a god, this and that. And instead of letting that just unwind himself, he just simply sat there, sort of like a monk, a Buddhist monk, and he just observed his thoughts. He just observed it from like a third party perspective, like, okay, this is happening now, but I'm not in the match yet. So let's just take it minute by minute. Let's just see what happens next. Then on the walkout, he just was truly present in that moment, like, okay, this is what I'm thinking now, but I'm not even in the match yet. And then he's in the match, then he touches gloves, then he starts fighting. And he looked at himself from a third point of view, from a third party perspective, and just tried to observe his thoughts and what he was doing and not think too much. And through that, he was able to really cultivate a high level of presence. And ultimately, he ended up dominating this other person. He ended up really doing damage in his fighting, but he ended up winning because he didn't let himself get consumed by his thoughts. He let himself just run by his instinct, by his experience. He let his skill kind of take over. So like, you guys need to, a lot of people in here that are not, they're asking about psychology, they're asking about this and that. Like, it starts with you. You got to sit down with your thoughts. You got to let yourself, you got to let yourself absorb what's coming to you. Like, you can't try to force anything. Like, you have to be more open to the idea that you can be successful. And as soon as you become open to that idea and you cultivate a better environment, I promise you guys that you will be successful. I promise you guys will make money. And I'm not just saying that because I own the company. Like, it's just universal law, and you can read on it. You can read all the books you want. We're telling you guys now, like, it's just the law. If you put that in play, you will make money and be successful. That's my rant.
Dude, like, you just spit the hardest facts like ever, dude. Like, oh my gosh. And guys, like, Angelo was saying this exact because I was here. I joined TFT in July, all the way in August. Like, when the AMAs were happening in August, July, like, really early on, I think TFT, the Discord only had like 20K people or something like that, 15K people. And, Angelo always would preach the same exact information. And at the time, I was in your guys' shoes. But now that I'm here, I'm like living proof that what Angelo said has like manifested in my own life. And I've gotten money. So it's like, everything he's saying is completely accurate. And actually, I have a question for you, Angelo. Would you say that at your level, I know, managing, a multi-million dollar, business is not easy, right? At your level, right? Would you say that all the entrepreneurs and even the traders in general that you've seen, who are, super successful, like, would you say like that community is like on a different wavelength from the people who aren't successful or who aren't at that level? Like, they're just like, they just think differently and they just like move differently. And like, how, like, what are some characteristics that you've noticed in terms of like kind of having that like super high 1%, 2% level between all your fellow entrepreneurs and traders that you've noticed?
Yeah. So you guys, to just, humbly brag about TFT. TFT is worth hundreds of millions of dollars, right? It's like, it's just facts at this point. So you raise a good question, because I work with a lot of entrepreneurs in the space, a lot of different traders, and I'm observing what they're doing. And not to say that I'm the most successful or TFT is the most successful, but TFT has taken over the industry by storm. It's taken over a lot of things by storm in a way in trading. And what I'm noticing, and the reason that we're having such success and these other companies or entrepreneurs might be falling behind, is it's just habitual. The habits that the person has. And someone mentioned this earlier, actually, in the chat. It was interesting. They dropped this message and they were like, our ancestors used to work so much harder than we do. We just expect things to be handed to us on a gold, silver platter. And it's really so true. Like, if we are not, like, the difference between, say, me and someone who is not able to have as much success as I am, that's at my level, right? They're a millionaire, they have a company, but they're just not able to get it going. Like, I'm noticing that it's just them suffering in the sense that they have these bad habits. They're letting these bad habits consume their life. They're letting these bad habits crush their momentum. And that the momentum is really where you have the success. Like, and I say this, like, there's like a step-by-step process. It's discover what your insecurities are, create habits around what those insecurities are to resolve them, or at least, put yourself in a trajectory to get better at what they are. And then from there, you can start to compound those habits over a period of time. You adjust your routine, whatever. But then you hit this point where you start to create like some momentum. And TFT has tremendous momentum because we don't miss on the content. We don't miss a day on the emails. We don't miss a day on paying our traders. We don't miss a day on research. Like the momentum is unmatched, right? So the difference between someone who's successful and someone who's not is simply in the fact of what are your habits, what is your routine, and are you able to hit that momentum? It sounds like you have tremendous momentum, in your career, in your business right now, because you've worked on your skill level, you're locked in mentally, you're not making excuses, like you have a good routine. So the momentum is going to continue to carry you as long as you understand what contributes to you having this level of momentum, like this level of psyche. You're, in my opinion, always going to be successful. There might be setbacks, but you're going to rise up and come out of it. So yeah, that's the difference. Like people got to understand, and this is different for everyone. Like for me, it might be eating healthy and going to the gym or like playing tennis or whatever. And for someone else, it might be watching TV for like 1 hour a day because it helps you like decompress or something. Like you got to figure out what these habits are that can really help you out to be like present and be balanced and like ultimately work really fucking hard. Like someone said this recently, it was such an interesting point that I never realized until lately, is the work that you do outside of work is as important as work, right? So as much as it'd be great if I just worked 12 hours a day, or any of you guys trade 12 hours a day, it actually could be a negative thing to do. It could be more positive for you to work 4 hours a day and then take 2 hours off to hang out with friends or to read or to watch a YouTube video or whatever, right? That work outside of work is just as important. And you got to figure out what works best for you to be successful. That's pretty much it.
Definitely, man. I think like having like those decompression times, like even if you're grinding like, 10, 12 hours a day, having kind of like that place where you can just kind of relax for a bit. Like for me, it's like I'll go to Lifetime, I'll go to the gym, and then I'll hit the sauna right after. Just close my eyes, just relax in the sauna. You know what I mean, man? So it's like that just relieves all the stress, and then you just feel like a new person every single time. Introspection is very, very key. And I'm actually going to put you guys on this book I just got recently. It's called The Quiet Traitor. Go get it on Amazon. You should check it out as well, Angelo. But it's truly one of the best reads. It tackles trading from a philosophical standpoint, and every single page is like a trading day, and it's about this guy's life. And how he, just the things he learned from being a profitable trader. I think he worked in the prop industry in London or something like that. And just amazing. This first few pages in, and I'm already just blown away about how good the book is. So I think you'll like it as well, Angelo.
I'll check it out. And people are asking, what are my habits? I'm gonna read you guys. I have documented what my daily habits are. These are some of the things that I do that are not. I don't do everything all in one day, but this is like during the week, part of my routine. So every morning I stretch. Very simple, but I have like this little stretching routine that I do. I do yoga during the week. I do Wim Hof training, but like I don't go crazy with it. I just watch some of his videos and like do breath work. I do the cold tub. That's one of the things I like to do. I play tennis. I go in the sauna. I run. So running a mile, running 2 miles, and 30 minutes. I read for 30 minutes. Like I try to read every day, but I don't try to go too crazy with it. If I miss a day, it is what it is. But those are the habits that if I do every day or every other day or, multiple times a week, I'm working towards a better state of mind. I'm working towards a better physical version of myself, mentally, physically, spiritually. And, that puts me in a good headspace to come here and just dominate work and dominate anything that I want to do. And that's pretty much it. So, you guys got to focus on the mental health. It's like a trendy topic now, like people mental health and all that. But like for real, like as men, as women, like you got to cultivate your sense of masculinity, of femininity. And if you can do that, you guys will be savages and you will fucking crush it life.
And notice how he said that he, in every aspect of his life, he kind of elevates to the point of where he's taking care of himself, right? He goes to the gym, he does Wim Hof training, he eats healthy, right? To make sure he has that healthy level of high productivity. And that's the same for you guys. You need to find areas of yourself that are going to keep you healthy and are going to keep you performing at high levels, but in a healthy way. That's, for example, the gym will give you energy levels. Eating healthy food will be good for your lipids, your cholesterol, etc., and you'll have better sleep. And it's crucial, guys. It's crucial.
Even like guys, like finding a quiet place to go to, and you just go there, and maybe it's by the water or something, and you just fucking chill for a little bit, and you don't have your phone. Like a big thing for me, guys, is I don't look at my phone for at least the first 2-3 hours of the day. Like I wake up and I start my routine whether I'm going to do my morning stretch, whether I'm going to yoga class, whether I'm working out, maybe I'm just reading. But I do not look at my phone for multiple hours before I start to get into work, because the phone fucks your head up. Like, I don't know if you guys do this, but looking at the phone, at social media all day, like, and because I take that time in the beginning to set myself and to center myself, the rest of the day I'll be on my phone, I'll be working, be on my computer, and I'm chill, I'm good. Like, and then later in the day at night, I do that same thing. I don't have my phone in my room; it's in the other room. I have a alarm in my room, like regular alarm, and I try to do that as much as I can. And there's someone a coach that I purchased actually, that was giving me a bunch of mushrooms recently, but he gave me that habit. He was like, you got to disconnect from your phone. First thing I do when I wake up is I journal. I write down just a stream of consciousness, and then I write down 5 characteristics of myself. And I'm not trying to, like, by any means be trying to talk myself up, but I'm trying to just give you guys some tips and some nuggets. Like, you got to create who you are. Like, you were programmed from birth to be a certain way, and then you grew up, you became 18, 19, 20, then you started to be able to make your own choices. Now some of you are a bit older. Like, you got to set the direction of where you want to go. You got to have agency in your life. You got to choose how you're going to live. And in order to do that, writing things down, it's a sense of reprogramming in a way. You don't got to go too crazy with it. But for me this year, like, I'm trying to be super, super disciplined, and I've literally journaled every single day the entire year this year. And it's not easy. And it's just like, as much as it's not easy, I know it only takes 10 minutes. And that 10 minutes for me is like a very much centering and positive experience for me through the day. So it all just comes down to the hobbies, guys. You got to work really fucking hard, but you got to have good habits, good routines, and cultivate a good sense of self. So it's been wild, man. It's been wild, but I appreciate you bringing this out, man.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. And you hit the nail on the head. Like everything Angelo says is 100% true. And going, back to the social media part, right? Like, you guys have to understand, like, at the end of the day, like, for 98% of people, like, social media is not healthy, because you're only seeing kind of like the good aspects of someone's life. Like, you're never going to see like the down bad moments of someone's life. It's always going to be like engineered in a way to like either like one up you or you know what I mean? It's engineered in a way for you to not be in a growth mindset, if that makes sense. So, going back to, like, you really got to surround yourself and put yourself in an environment where you can really grow and you can foster yourself as a person, and you can really delve into who you are, who am I? And I mean, guys, like, I was pre-med in college, right? And I was gonna be. I took biology, organic chemistry 1, 2, 3, like biochemistry, the hardest classes. And I got to my senior year, and I was like, I can't be a doctor right now. Like, this is like I saw the lifestyle, and I was like, just like I can't do this, and as much as everyone else was told me, like, oh, you're ruining your life doing this, being a traitor, you're going on the wrong path in life. As much as everyone else didn't agree with what I was doing, they were like, oh, you should go become a doctor, become $300,000 in debt, work a decade, 90 hours a week, hate yourself, hate your body, and then you'll make, a $200K salary or something like that, maybe, right? And it's like,
listen, bro, my parents were my biggest haters, just because in the Italian culture, like, it's just how it is. Like, Italian parents are very hard. And I'll say this, if I listened to my parents, I'd be working a shitty job, probably eating fucking Subway at lunch, gossiping with a bunch of retards. And or not retards, but but
you know what I mean, bro. No,
yeah, but I chose to go in my own direction, and now, what I'm saying, I'm 27, bro. I've got 5 times as much money as they've made their entire lives. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man,
and
it's wild.
They can't even believe it.
And that just goes to show, guys, like, you're the only person who knows yourself the best, and you know the decision that you need to make your own life, and like, I'm so happy I made those decisions, man. I'm so happy, and and you'll understand, like, once you make those decisions for you, you're gonna be so happy. Like it's just, it's because that's who you are. Go down the path that you feel is right for you and that resonates with you. Who gives a fuck what anybody says?
Yeah, and going back to the presence, it's like the presence process. Like, you guys, once you realize that you have that power to be extremely present, that's when you can cultivate and create exactly who you want to be. Like several years ago, when I realized I had that power, like when I realized I had just had to be super present, I realized that I could become someone that was who I am now. And now I even realize, like, when I really sit down and again I meditate and I let the thoughts stream into my consciousness, it becomes clear to me that if I choose to, I could become something even greater. And that's not just a financial, figurehead of a company. It's something even much more than that. And I think that everyone out there has the potential to tap into this. I mean, the culture that we live in, whether in the US or wherever, is just so riddled with greed and excess pleasure and doubt and, all this stuff. And I feel like it's going to take a lot for some of you to break through and to break away from that, because it's a lonely, lonely path, like you're saying over there as well.
And it's funny that you mentioned that. Like for me, like I'm going through that, and I kind of did go through. I mean, I would call it like an awakening period. You know where you kind of step back. Like, okay, let me give you an example. Like I walked into this 200-person lecture room. Like it was like chemistry 2. This was like my freshman or sophomore year, and I just stood there. I was like, all of these people are like sheep. It's like literally you're in the Matrix. Like they're doing the same exact shit. It's just like they're not thinking for themselves. And I like dissociated, bro. I was like an observer of like the system. You know what I mean? And I was like, holy shit. Like I need to change my life like now. And like I really need to, work towards, my entrepreneurial, dreams. Right. And it's truly like an awakening period. That's what like how it'll feel for you guys. Like you're just thinking on a different wavelength from most people, and you just know you're different. And guys, also the money, and you guys asked me like why, like how do I deal with losses? Like how am I not attached to losses? Right? Like I like, yes, it's good to have, like I'm very philosophical and I'm kind of nihilistic, but like yes, it's good to have materialistic things. Like I'm sure you guys dream of having a Lambo, an AP, things like these, right? Like iced out chain, right? Yeah. And it's like these are good things to have, but again, like Angelo's a multimillionaire. Like he'll tell you like these things do not give you happiness at the end of the day. The happiness comes from achieving your goals, achieving your dreams, and finding a purpose in life. And trading, I realized this was my purpose and this is what I truly have a passion for, I don't care about that money. It's just a number on a screen, right? Like 0.25% risk, even on a 100K account or like a 500K account, is still 0.25% risk. It's just a number. You just change the lot size, It's still, the risk is still respected.
Bro, literally. And I 100% agree. When I first got some money, it was, I was new to having money. So I'm like, oh, let me pleasure, right? Excess pleasure. And then I realized I'm like, oh shit. I call myself real quick. I'm like, all right, I got to get back to fasting. I got to get back to my routine. I got to get back to not spending money on this pleasure, because it doesn't equate to any fulfillment. It doesn't. Like you could spend your whole life, if you're just a millionaire, buying pleasure, and you will just be empty your whole life. Like I promise you guys. So to me, like now I'm just like, all right, how do I find fulfillment? It's in cultivating these habits, like cultivating this level of presence so I can have an impact in my company. And dude, honestly, my goal right now is I want my partners, not only in TFT, but in my other businesses. Like I want to see them become millionaires. Like I want to see them become successful, and even you guys. I mean, I want to see you guys become successful as traders. Like that's what feeds me, and that's what keeps me going. Like that's fulfilling. And then by doing that, I'm going to become filthy fucking rich too. So it's a win-win.
Exactly, man. It's truly like kind of like that equilibrium in life, kind of having that kind of that spiritual and just like understanding of life, that philosophical aspect. And I think you've mastered it, man. You lived it, you're living proof of it. Right. I'm going through it. Most of the other traders have been through it and are going through it, the profitable ones. And yeah, man, it's wild.
Yeah. For those that don't know, I'm coming up on 1 year. Every single day I fast 24 hours. Like some days it's less, 20, 21, 22, but I only eat one meal a day. Every day when I work, I don't eat. Like I drink water or I have juice or something, but I don't eat. And some people are like, what the fuck? Like that's crazy. And even recently there's some people, like obviously with Ramadan, you fast during the day, whatever. Like to me, I'm more effective without food. Like I'm more effective fasting. And like, that's how I tap in, and I just get super present and I don't have any distractions. And late in the day, I'll eat my meal and I'll just retire fucking for the day and I'm good. But it's, everyone's got to find what works for them. You know what I'm saying? It's just because I do that. Like some people eat fucking every hour of the day. Like It's really, you gotta find what works best for you.
You're running on straight diesel, man.
Listen, bro, you need to keep that energy up. The energy is what gives you all this opportunity. People, you got low energy, guess what? You ain't passing shit. I swear, I promise you.
You're not passing shit. You're not gonna make no money. You're not gonna get your goal. Exactly, bro. Low energy states are not conducive to growing, bro. 100%. 100%, man.
No, they equate to fear. So listen, Anna, you've been patiently listening in on this, rant that we've been going back and forth on. I'm curious. We're gonna end it off with you because I gotta hop out and hop into some other stuff. You've been interviewing a lot of people. What are some characteristics you're seeing from a lot of these people that you're interviewing?
Actually, I told Arbaz that I see something in him that I saw in all the leaderboard guys, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm happy that I have it." Yeah. And this is the detachment from losses. This is something that all people that are on the leaderboard that I've spoken to have. And like everyone has been through lots of losses, through a hard path, and that's why they're successful and they're making crazy money. So everyone who is out there failing challenges and facing like difficulties, they have to understand that this is just part of the path, and you just have to put the work in and keep pushing. That's the way to. Yeah.
Listen,
and
the bigger losses you take, ultimately, the more money you're going to make. And if you guys don't realize that, then you're not playing the game the way that it's meant to be played yet.
Yeah, exactly.
And real quick, my advice is like to you guys is, okay, like if you don't even have the capital, again, start small, but you have to be okay with the process. It's going to take you probably a year, maybe 2 years, even at that rate. But start small and work your way up and just be consistent. That's all you guys need to do. And I'm telling you, the money will come.
And you heard from this guy earlier. He was working DoorDash. I was working Uber like once upon a time. If you guys are on this call, you don't have money, right? Like you're trying to grind and you're early in the process. Fucking download Uber and Lyft and get in your car or get a bike and move to a city and get in your bike and start delivering so you can make money so you could buy the challenges. And guess what? When you're in the car with these people, maybe just fucking rant to them about how you're going to be successful and see what happens. Or don't say anything. Just listen to a podcast the whole time,
100%.
But you gotta work. Like people hit me up all the time, like trying to get freebies. And, I get it to an extent, but it's like, yo, I always say, get a fucking job. Like if you guys know this, like I say in the chat all the time, I'm just like, get a job. Don't come to me begging for help.
Dude, and a big thing too is like when I was working at CVS as a technician, dude, I would work like 12, 15-hour days sometimes. Like I didn't care. I was like you need to put in the work. Like I know this is gonna sound kind of toxic, but like that whole like 80 hours a week, like even if you're in the rat race or you're in that 9 to 5, you need to work overtime, man. Like 100 hours. Like I know it's gonna be bad for your health, but again, it's only temporary to a greater goal.
Yeah, it takes the pressure off. Like Madhu, you just said in the chat, if you get a job, it takes the pressure off. When I was Ubering, I was like, we'll end it off with this. I was super, super like against everyone because I was like, yo, I'm going to be a millionaire trader, millionaire business owner. Like, go fuck yourself to everyone else. Like, I'm not going to use my degree. I'm just going to Uber and trade and this and that. But then it was like, yo, at some point I realized I was like, yo, I have a good degree from a good university. Let me just get a job and let me take the pressure off myself. And then I could simultaneously work on my business, while I'm working this job. And then eventually I was able to quit that job and then end up where I'm at now. So, guys, be thankful you can even get jobs. Like some people hate on jobs and stuff. Like be grateful that you can get a job that can pay decently well. Like be super grateful. Just like, Arbaz said, just work really fucking hard so you can get out of there eventually.
Hey man, thank you so much again, Angelo. I really appreciate, everything that you do for us, and you've just been killing it, being the CEO of TFT. And I really can't wait to see what's in store to come. And yeah, man, can't wait to link with you in Miami. We'll have a good time. Good podcast.
Yeah, I'll see you soon. And listen, the other people that were on, Steven, Harry, Mimo, Farmer, since you guys stayed on, I mean, we kind of just took over the session. We're still gonna send you guys some accounts. What's up, man? We're gonna hop off though, because I gotta jump into a meeting. And everyone in the chat, we're halfway through the month, halfway through April already. We're already 3 months into the year. So if you guys want to get serious about being successful this year, this quarter, this month, today, you gotta just make it happen. So I wish you guys all the best. Thanks for staying on, listening to the rant. We'll pick one person for the giveaway and announce it. And I'll talk to you guys in the next session. So peace out, everybody.
Take care, guys.
Take care.